tell you what, there's a few old bastards here that
How are you, Luggy?
It's shaking a bit as usual.
Me or you? Are you alright? Thank you for coming. You'll probably have some old friends in the audience. Are any of your old teammates here? One or two of them?
There's a fat one. Parky, where are you?
That must be John Clark.
Yes. Is he about there?
Still the Cruise Hotel.
Oh, Alec Taylor still is there.
Alec Taylor, right. And Gordon Wallace is here. It was great to see Gordon. How's life with you?
Good, bad and indifferent.
Aye?
I would say that retiring was a nightmare.
Oh, come on.
No,
you play golf half the time.
Yeah, I play golf, metal detect, or fish, or golf. But it's not the same as being involved in football.
No.
Especially for the Cornwall's football.
Yeah. But you have this. I discovered this when I interviewed you and I did a piece in the Times about a month ago. I hadn't realised that you had kind of hero status in 3 different cities in Britain: Dundee, Plymouth, and Sheffield. I mean, Sheffield, which I think is quite I knew about Dundee, obviously. I knew about Plymouth. You took them up twice. But a number of Sheffield Wednesday fans got in touch with me. One of them said, as manager, Paul Sturrock gave me the best football day of my life, getting Sheffield Wednesday promoted at the Millennium Stadium in 2005.
Well, I sacked myself that day. There was 30 million in debt and he wanted my team to play like buying first team.
Aye.
So I knew there was right on the wall, but Sheffield Wednesday fans were fantastic. Plymouth fans were fantastic. But this one were much better.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want to do this, we're going to do this in 2 parts, Paul. I want to, in part 1, we'll speak for 45 or 50 minutes about your playing career. We'll have a break for 15 minutes, and in part 2 I want to ask you about your managerial career, and then we'll do some audience Q&A.
Well, that should be fun.
There'll be a ton of questions. There'll be a ton of questions that people want to ask you. Let me take you right back to the beginning. How did the love affair between Paul Sturrock and Dundee United start?
Signing for them, I would say.
Yeah.
I was a Hearts supporter. The reason was that my dad's mate would take me to Tynecastle every second Saturday in the train. So, you know, I was brought up watching St Johnstone one week because I was close to Plymouth and Edinburgh Hearts.
You were in Pitlochry?
I was in Pitlochry.
Right.
So that's how I finished up. 17-year-old. I was 17-year-old I signed for Dundee United.
Who saw you? Who was the...
Well, Bankfoot Juniors, who I played for, the manager was one of the scouts at Dundee United.
Right.
So we signed in the ice rink in Perth. It's not there now, it's not there. And I was walking up the stairs with his dad, and the boy who recommended me signing said, "You're 16. I said, "No, I'm 70. He said, "No, you're 60. Today you're 16. So I signed as 16-year-old.
All right.
We Jim needed somebody to do the ground staff for 2 years. I finished up playing against Rio Petrisani, coming on as a sub, and made out to be the youngest player ever to play in Europe. That was a problem. Because Tommy McLean was the youngest player that ever played in Europe.
Right, all right.
So Hamish and a few of the others delighted in telling me I should go in and tell the truth. That's hard with wee Jims in the bar. But in I went, told him what the story was. He just looked at me, picked the phone up, sacked the scout on the spot. Now he'd brought 2 players to the football club, Ray Stewart and me. Right. And all of a sudden he decided that he had told lies to him and he had to go. Right. So had I not lied about my age, I never got signed for United. Right. That's the luck of the game sometimes.
But the thing is, I remember you once telling me, even then, once you arrived, your whole brilliant Dundee United career might never have taken off because you weren't convincingly, Jim, but then there was a reserve game that turned it. What happened again?
Oh, Bobby Smith was one of the scouts. He told me this after a few beers that Jim had one day against Motherwell. But thought it was maybe not going to make it, and then 2 minutes later, a bus scored, and he said, "Well, I think I'll keep him to the end of the season." Thank God for that. But, wee Jim was, was a hard man, but I think a fair man.
Could you, in those early years, in your late teenage years, 74, 75, 76, might you have gone to another club? Could you have gone to Hearts or Hibs, or were you sounded out, or was it always United?
No, it was always United. But then when 74 I signed, I got in the first team very, very quickly. Instead of cleaning toilets, washing sinks, I was managed to go in the first team room. Now the first team room was a strange place in those days. The simple reason is that if you're a kid or a reserve, you changed in the away changing room. The first team players in the home changing room. My dad was delighted to sign I was going to play professional football, and he chucked me on a train one day when I was supposed to get first day of pre-season. 5 o'clock the train left Pitlochry, got to Perth at 6. I changed the train, went into the taxi rank at the station. I said, "Can you take me to Paradise?" Told the taxi driver about it. He was all excited as well. Got to the front door at 7:30, but the fucking doors were locked. So I had to sit about for about 20 minutes until old Andy Dixon turned up with his car, took me up the stairs, told me where I was supposed to sit. And there was a kit there, top, shorts, and I changed into it. Looked at my watch, another hour later, still nobody there. And they all come in dribs and drabs, come over, shake my hand for the story. I said, where do we get the tracksuit and the new boots? He says, "Oh, they're in the home changing room." So I goes away along the home changing room, opens the door, walks in, there's all the banter going on there, all of a sudden, silence. I said, "Who the fuck are you?" So Hamish and Watty Smith come over and say, "Who the fuck are you?" I'm saying, "I'm Paul Sturrock, I'm just starting the game, I've been told to come in here and get the tracksuits." Hamish says, "Look, go back outside, knock on the door. When we say come in, open the door and crawl in all the hands and knees into that tracksuit room." So I goes, "I'll be fucking right." So when I get manhandled into the boot room, filled in by Watty and Hamish. So my nose is bloody, my chin's not much better, it's fucking aching. And I goes back into the way changing room because they're all on the floor laughing. So, it's amazing that, I actually stayed there.
That was your bloody induction. Did you, do you remember, I want to ask you about Jim McLean, and there's many aspects here I want to ask you about, but do you remember your first meeting with him, or your early time with him, whether you were intimidated or scared, or what he was like?
Well, he'd watched me playing Luggy, one of the Luggy teams, and about 2 weeks earlier. So when I went in and I said signing, he rattled off about 8 things I would have to work on in my game. And that would just give me a wee chance of being a pro footballer. So it was kind of, when he rattles off, he's had a look at you properly, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that was that. So I just started training and working away.
Back in those days when you were 17, 18, 19, Paul, who were you kind of dislodging from the team, or who was ahead of you at that time? United had played in the 73 Cup final, and Jim, I know, built sorry, 74. 74. I was at 74. Sorry, 74. 3-0, 74, I was there. I won't tell you which end I was at, but I was there. 74, yeah. And he built various United teams, but who at the time was kind of...
Well, I think Gordon's here tonight. Aye. Gordon was in the team at that time as I came in. And I was very appreciative that Gordon showed me the ropes. Him and I had a good wee spell together.
Did Andy leave in about 75 to Andy Gray?
Andy Gray left
mid-70s?
75, 76,
Okay.
I think, round about there.
Right.
And Andy Wenzel finished up, and Lee Vaughan were up front.
Right.
He scored the winner at Ibrox one day, I remember that.
Yeah.
And also Stubby, he took me aside, and we, Jim, decided that I'd been successful as a running type striker. So if I didn't win.
Did we, Jim, over time lose his mojo, his shine as a man? You know, they always said, Paul, about Fergie, he always evolved and reinvented himself. Did we, Jim, have that within him or not?
If we, Jim, had stayed, alright, I had come along, won the Scottish Cup, which was great for the football club. They fucking relegated us with the same players. And to be fair, we were building a really good side, you know, big dunk. If you go on, so it's sensible, you know, at the right time. So he was an asset with Christian Daly, you know, another quality player, you know.
Yes.
We were moulded. Lots of young players were coming through, Billy McKinley, you know, but Gary Bowen, you know. They were all flashing into the first team. In 95, when I was the youth coach up there for 3 seasons, we won the cup there, youth cup twice. And there was 95% of the youth squad played in our first team. So I tell you now, he would have moulded another team.
Mm.
But you know, obviously you can't go about punching fucking reporters. Right away. Especially ones that think of what a man says.
No more shooting.
Listen, I'm in the front of the queue of the Jim McLean Appreciation Society, but he also headbutted that STV cameraman, didn't
It wasn't much a headbutt.
he? He wasn't even asking the question, and Jim stuck it up. Aye. 28/11/1981. Do you remember what happened to you that day? 28th of November 1981 in Glasgow. You were well brassed off. One of the most exciting cup goals ever witnessed at Hampden Park.
Fucking Holy was the right back to. I mean, next minute he's ahead of me.
I mean, why was that goal? It was the League Cup final. What was it? Rangers 1-2-1. Why was that goal disallowed?
Well, they said that Holy had ducked, and that meant he was interfering with play. That was what. After the game, I sneaked away and went in to see the ref, just to find out what his thoughts were. He gave the goal. This fucking referee, the linesman at the far end.
The referee was Eddie Pringle.
Yeah, I'd say, but yeah, that was a big disappointment. I think all the problems we had with the cups, we'd have faded away if we'd won that game. I think.
Yeah.
And Holy was fine the next day.
We never kicked up the penalty enough when we were ahead.
Right, one at a time, a free pint at half time for any Arab who can name the United lineup that afternoon at Hampden. Stand on your feet, no phones out, no Google.
Okay, anyway.
Can you do it?
No.
McAlpine, Holt. Can you do it, Paul?
Oh. Because you've got the 3 men with no faces, as Gordon called them.
McAlpine, Holt, Starr, Neri, Hegarty, Bannon, Milne, Kirky, Sturrock, Davy Dodge. I've missed one out.
You missed one, Ralph Milne.
No, I mentioned him. Philip.
Aye, Philip.
Aye. Referee was Eddie Pringle. But I would have thought that would count as one of the best goals one of the best non-goals you ever scored.
Well, that one was fantastic when I am in the top corner, but I watched one on YouTube the other night there. Come on, it was a Rangers game, and I think in the first minute, Ali Dawson scored in the last minute of the game for a draw. And I turned this one in and hit it with my left foot. My left foot wasn't the strongest, the best, but I'd done all that work in it. it was nice to see it flying in the top corner. So you know, all the benefits you gain from hard work.
I think you said to me once that when we were chatting recently, you were naturally right-footed, but because of all the coaching and training you did, when you left Dundee United, your best foot was your left.
Yeah, but shooting-wise, I was better with my left than my right.
You came that over time.
Yeah, it came that over time.
What was the relationship like between Walter Smith and Jim?
Well, I think it was pretty amicable, you know. I'm saying the boy did a really good job for us. I'm saying, couldn't he play? Somebody, don't you tell him I said that.
I think he knows that.
I'm saying, Waller was, you know, quite a good footballer. Saying, we Jim slaughtered him as much as he slaughtered the rest of us when he played. Because he was still doing coaching and playing for a wee spell. But you know, you could always see he was going to go the distance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because what I spoke to Walter about it a couple of years ago, and Walter said he played in the United team for 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, he'd been there in the late 60s, hadn't he? So he'd come through that whole phase. And then Jim called Walter to his office one day when I think Walter was 29. He was flogged to Dumbarton subsequently. And Walter said to me, Jim said to him, look, Walter, you need to face this. You're shite. And Walter said to me that Jim said, I can't put up with any more of your shite on the pitch, so we're going to have to sell you. And then he went to the button and he brought him back as a coach.
He brought him back as a player first.
As a player, but as a player coach maybe.
If you look at the Japan Cup, I'm saying, I think Waller must have penalty in that game.
Right.
Saying that was probably one of his last few games.
Yeah. And Walter's other distinguished claim to fame at Dundee United was the full-time fist fight in Rome in 1984, when as you said, Luggy, Walter sorted it all out. There was trouble at the end. What happened again there?
Well, the manager had said that Jim had said no team could catch Dundee United with a 2-0 lead. That was in press that Jim had said, which he hadn't said.
Yes.
Which he alienated the fans big time there, and also the players. At the end of the game, actually, you know, I'm not the bravest, I can tell you that. It was scary. It was absolutely scary. But the bear just cleared the fucking decks. he just made a gap for the wee man to get in and get up the stairs.
Yes. Walter said that you went in the tunnel and there was the reserve goalie John Gardner.
Yeah.
And Walter said that wee Jim was the first to scarper. There was trouble. And Walter said that he turned round and there was 3 or 4 Roma players in front of him, and he had to start laying into all of them just for about 20 seconds. And then he cleared off.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I could see from where I was hiding.
I'm going to take some Q&A at the end of this, but see right now, before we get to the intro.
How do you like? I know Plymouth, I'm friends with Plymouth players, not knowing who you were. When they went and watched videos against Barcelona, and Plymouth changed their strip to Tangerine, their away strip to Tangerine. It's still going on now. How do you do that?
Plymouth changed their away strip to, just so people can, Plymouth changed their away strip under Paul to Tangerine.
Well, the reason was that basically when we played at home, we finished up at the green. We got used to stands in, and they were all the same colour of green. So when you were looking across the pitch, with the fans all green as well, you couldn't see your player opposite.
It wasn't distinctive enough.
Unless he moved. So I decided, it wasn't distinctive enough. So I decided that Tangerine seemed a better bet. we went to Carlisle and we finished up with the strip ready to go. When we pulled the strips out, the shirts were fine, the shorts were fine. You get an elephant to get in the shorts. They were fucking huge, so we're right here. I had a wee boy called Buster Phillips, who was about that height, and the whole short was the height of it. So we knew we couldn't wear that. So the only other thing we had to do was put the green on. When we went tangerine green, the tangerine looked fantastic. So we went out and played, and we were playing away. You know, it's a big game, we had to win. We won 2-1, 2-0 or 2-1. And it was a great day. And the physio comes past me and says, Paul, how did these boys at the top end of that stadium know that basically we were wearing tangerine? How did they get the tangerine shirt? He says, no, it's no fucking our boys. That's Arabs. Few buses will come down the road. Few buses will come down. Yes. What?
When you signed Peter Crouch originally, you were getting pelters. How satisfying is it to turn in a player that you were getting slated for that's now an England international and the legend for them?
Well, $2 million the ball for him, I sold him for 12.
Let's just have some hands up, no. There's somebody right in the middle there. Maybe it's not a hand up. Who was it? Yes, with the cat on, yes.
Yeah. Paul, as you understand, I'm sure you know the reputation for the conveyor belt of youngsters coming through for the 70s has always been brilliant. How do you see that going forward?
Our conveyor belt of youngsters in the 70s, Scottish young footballers coming through, was great. What do you think of it now? How do we fix it?
Van computers.
No, how do you see it going through?
How do you see it going?
Van computers and games. They're all sitting in their house playing computers and playing these video games. I never see a kid running about in the pitch. When I played, there's a couple of amateur boys here tonight that played with me. I'm saying we would finish school, race home, have a tea, back up to an area that had a grass area here, a road run right through it, and a grass area here. 2 jackets went that end, 2 jackets went that end. The floodlights down the middle of the road were the street lights with the floodlights. 25 versus 25. And as the night progressed, the cars would come through, pick up the kids that had to be home, and they went to 15 aside, then they went to 10 aside. And basically, every night, the 2 boys come down, they played for the amateurs team alongside me, and they were quite prepared to commit to me and come in on a Sunday and finish up doing crossing, finishing, shooting, control, turning. You know, it's amazing. You know, the help I had. I'm saying so.
Sorry,
yes, sir.
Paul, I just want to ask you, Jim McLean was famous for his disciplinarian type attitudes towards training and some of the rules that he put in place. But when you became a coach and a manager, what sort of rules, based upon the sort of influence that Jim McLean had, did you have? What sort of rules did you impose upon players that they had to stand by?
Well, Plymouth was ideal because it's that far fucking away. They had to stay in Plymouth. I'm saying, you know, I sat the body. I'm saying, you know, Dundee United, half the boys travel. You know, we tried to put in a 25-mile radius. But, you know, obviously it's a different regime now and things have changed. But I do feel that was our future of us. We had to stay in the Dundee area. And I think that made us friends together. And, you know, we're teammates as well.
Yes. Yes, sir.
What do you think of this thing with Henry Bowman?
Paul, what do you think of this
Well, I
thing
don't know, because I never fucking headed it myself. You know, it's a nightmare, because I should have headed it and I could have blamed the Parkinson's on me, on that.
You didn't head it off.
I headed it a couple of times, I would say, but to be fair, you know,
they're going to ban under 12s from heading because they now think there's clear medical evidence of brain damage and heading a football, and they think they've built up enough evidence of players in the 50s, 60s and 70s
Well, as I said, you know, at the end of the day, well, anything like that's a benefit in kind, isn't it? You know, well, I wouldn't want to see it taken out of the game totally.
No, I mean that's what people are
At
saying.
this minute in time, some of the young players that are getting loaned out to the other teams from the Premier don't know how to header the ball.
Yeah.
Don't know how to defend one-on-ones. I'm saying it's
They brought out Dr. Willie Stewart, is this leading neurosurgeon in Glasgow, Paul, and he produced this report, which it didn't absolutely emphatically make the link, but it said that the evidence is growing very strongly that heading a football causes brain damage, like in boxing. He's going to bring out another report in 3 years' time, and he thinks that will absolutely nail the link, and then football will have this decision to make. Here's the medical evidence. There's a high risk of brain damage, and people can't bear to think of the game being without heading.
Well, I'll tell you, you totally have to do something. But this VAR does my nothing. You know, I cannot believe that football is all about situations that arise. I'm saying that a referee makes a bad decision. Half the fans disagree, the other fans are quite happy. You go away, talking points. Did that ball go in? That's part of the game. And now there's 7 moves ahead, and you have to run back and have a look at VAR to give a goal or not a goal. I would like the referee to make that decision. Say the people up the stairs. Let him come to the court.
But having said that, at a packed Tannadice, if the score was 1-0 to United with 1 minute to go and Dundee equalised with a goal, that the TV cameras later that night clearly showed was 2 feet offside, you'd be all for VAR.
Look at the discussion we've had tonight about John Holt with me and Shaw. That was the debate. We're talking 20 years after that.
Yeah.
We're still talking about it.
40 years.
40 years.
About the goal against
part of the game. Part of the game.
Yes, sir.
What about the goal against Partick Thistle that never was?
Can I actually ask, back in 1983-84, when you actually won the league and then went on, Roma game, Paul, how biased was that? How deceitful was that? How did much commercial television ruin that whole time for Dundee United?
The Roma, just so people get the Roma Cup semi-final '84, the bent referee, everything.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm saying, I think most of you know that I sent a letter to Platini about 4 or 5 years ago.
Come on!
And he basically said it was too long ago. We couldn't do anything about it. And I must admit, I'm saying that it sickened me, that whole scenario. We had 4 of us shouldn't have played. The injuries we had were in the horrific category, but I'm saying because of how important the game was, I'm saying that we went ahead with it. Ralph's chance with it spinning in front of the goals, that could have quite easily shot in the net instead of going where it went. And in the end, yes, I didn't think the penalty was a penalty either. So when you're looking at it that way, that's all this discussion again. It might be terrible for us. That's football. You know, the linesman.
Paul.
I'm saying at the end of the day, and it'd be nice if we managed to get a medal or stuck it some way.
Did you get a reply from Platini?
I just got from his secretary that was out of the time scale.
Right. Right. Let's go. Yes, sir.
Paul, can I ask you the best player you played with and the best manager that you worked with?
The best player Paul Sturrock played with.
There's only one man that I worked with,
worked
so I'm not saying Jim McLean that. The best player I've ever played with, as far as United, was David Neary by a countryman. Had he played in any other country, like in Germany or that, I think he could have been the new Beckenbauer. And I felt he was unjustly done, because when people had to be moved about in the Scottish team, it always seemed to be him. It always seemed to be right back if somebody was injured, centre midfield, you know. or in the back four. This boy was top dog.
Did big Davy Neary know how to handle wee Jim?
I don't think he needed it. We all got a bit of stick, but one or two of us were a wee bit luckier. I'm saying that Sash was. It wasn't many bad days in Sash's.
No.
Saying for the wee man to be.
Yeah. Now let's go. Maybe up. Is there a question up here? Yes.
Yeah, this is a question for both of you.
For
what
both.
does Dundee United mean to you?
A question for both of us. What does
Probably
Dundee
he
United?
excited to be the Rangers of you.
Football for you.
What it means to me is, I grew up as a Rangers fan. I've had editorial battles with Rangers. I'm banned from Rangers. When I was at uni at St Andrews Uni, it coincided with the great United run in the 80s. And my favourite memory was playing for the university football team, and it was the night of the Old Trafford away game down there 2-2. And at the university team, it was I think I was one of 3 Scottish boys in the team. St Andrews Uni was very anglicised, and I said, "Come and watch this game. Come and see this." And we all piled round to our house, and I loved seeing a Scottish team give a team like Man United such a lesson as he did that night. So I mean, I've always had great affection and respect for Dundee United.
They're still a hub.
You say I'm still a hun. Hugh Keevan says that you would more accurately describe me as a wee Fenian Baptist. You have to think about that for a minute. Yeah. What's the question again?
But your noses.
When you hear that word, like you say you're from a Hearts fan, you live in Plymouth, you're not from necessarily Dundee. But what does it mean to you?
What does Dundee United mean to you?
You've turned up there with your box of your tangerine jack on, which is great, but what does it mean to you? When you hear, even when you see what it's like nowadays, where we've been, where we're going, all that, how does it make you feel?
Up and down. Some of the results we've had over the last 2 or 3 years, this one against Arbroath, it's quite disappointing. Then the highs are when you win 4 or 5 games in a draw, saying I've watched winning this team. It's like a family. The teammates are like my best mates. Like we're all going out tomorrow. Most of the 82 are. We're going out tomorrow. The banner will start. The things that all. I'm not going to say this because I did it down at Plymouth from 600 turned up to what was the name of the pub?
We've got 5 minutes left, but yes, there.
Well, how far do you think Lloyd Shanklin can go?
How far can Lloyd Shanklin go?
It all depends. I think he's going to have a season in the Premier to really go. I'm delighted he's gone to Scotland squad. He merits it because the side force. I can't believe some of the centre forwards we're playing these days. But I'm saying this. I think he's in the right thing. He's got a little bit fitter. I'm saying that I think he's learning his trade. I'm quite excited to see how he does next season.
Is his brother Armitage looking very good? Armitage Shanklin. Is it true that Chick Young asked about that live? I very need a spoof that Dundee United have said I've got Armitage Shanklin. Unusual.
Yes, there's one there.
Right, we're going to get, yes. Sorry, I need to get somebody else. Yes, there, yeah.
Looking back on your career, is there anything you would change?
Is that Joe?
Yeah.
Hi Joe, how you doing? Is there anything you would change looking back in your career? That's Joe up there. Hi Joe.
I would,
He's anything
I would change.
Is there anything you'd change looking back in your career?
But you can't change it.
I've had bad times, good times, and different times. Football, I love.
I suppose, to be cynical about it, Paul, the one thing you could have done is you clearly could have made a lot more money as a player, but that didn't sway you.
And the mates. The boys enjoyed playing for United, enjoyed playing with the players I was playing with. I was a happy man.
No need to go to Celtic or Rangers. Loyalty.
Let's get a couple more questions in. Is there somebody, who am I missing out? Yes, sir.
Oh, you spoke earlier about limited number of Scotland caps. I personally think double, maybe treble, what you should have had treble that.
Yep.
How do you feel yourself about how you played in that period of time?
The first World Cup I played, the second World Cup I played in, I thought I did really well. In the Denmark game, and even in the Uruguay game. Yeah. I'm saying I thought I held my own, and I was a good player. And Dalglish is Dalglish. The two players I think I would love to be is Jimmy Greaves or Kenny Dalglish. I'm saying two exceptional type strikers. So, and also, you could have played me in any position I would have played for Scotland, whether it was left back, right back, wherever I was at. So, the Scottish thing for me, I was 2 World Cups, and I played 20 games. I'm a happy man.
Is there one more question? Is there one more question before we finish?
We'll finish.
Yeah, okay.
Paul, which final, apart from the UEFA Cup final, obviously, which final do you look back on that we lost back in those days? Would you think yourself now, we should won that one?
Which final do you kind of regret? Which is one?
I regret that we Jim decided he was going to leave me on the bench until extra time against Celtic. I think if you'd put me on it half an hour ago, I'm saying Roy wouldn't have went charging forward, I can assure you. He would have stayed back. I'm saying instead, Lampard ventured down the right, crosses in. So that game, the 2-1 game, but I think we scored first. So we held on. Yeah, there was bits and pieces of it, but sitting on the bench is the most frustrating thing. When you might be able to benefit in the situation. But that's been Jim's decision, So that's.
Do you actually think, well, I know I shouldn't be running it, but.
Carry on.
All I'm saying is, United won, Aberdeen won more finals at hand in those days, and it was a great rivalry between United, Aberdeen, Celtic, and Rangers. But do you honestly think that the referees were biased to Celtic and Rangers at
Well, I think the goal was disallowed in the Motherwell game, Fergie and Stephen Gallagher, or was it Kevin Gallagher and somebody, I can't remember. A handball or whatever, one was lying in the net and the ball went in outside. I just feel that the more times we lost there, the more worrying it was. There was a worry about the team compared to, had we won the first one, I think we would have went on and got 2, 3, 4. But I think the pressure we Jim put on us as well. But he couldn't get a stop with either. I'm saying, so I think that there was a lot of pressure on us when we played in those games. Apart from the Simon game, we were out our balls. We were just knackered. Well, I know I was knackered. I'm saying, I think everybody else. I'm saying it was just the whole thing about it. We worried that if we didn't win this, then we only had the UEFA Cup, which we were 1-0 down to fall back on. Then losing it.
One more question, please. We're going. Yes, there.
Who was the best defender you played against?
Who was the best defender you played against?
Best defender. I think the boy Stierlicker. I played for West Germany.
Uli Stierlicker.
He read the script. He knew how to play me. Saying he knew when to drop off me, he knew when to retire me. he was one that I admired.
Never played for Borussia Mönchengladbach, did he?
Thankfully he didn't. For Real Madrid against John. That 5-1 game, the 5-1 game is probably the best I've seen.
It's the best
performance
I've ever been at.
Gladbach, 2 goals at the start and come back.
Well, that was unbelievable. I'm saying.
Yes.
The second time was even better because they thought they were going to just walk over the top of it.
Guys, I'm sorry. There's people that need to get back.
Well, there's one thing I need to do.
Oh, right.
What's up,
Now, ladies and gents.
Thank you very much.
There once upon a time, Dundee United, 3 or 4 years ago, came down to Plymouth. Great, 600 people by car, by automobile and by plane. Some fucking walk. Now, I thought I'll go on Facebook, invite them all to a pub and I'll meet them, and 30 or 40 of them. I walked in there and there's 600 of you. The place is packed. I loved every minute of it, the great banter and everything else. Came to the game, two players run on the football pitch with no clothes on. I'm saying to myself, we've got trouble here. When we finished up with the game and you lot said, we're not leaving until Luggy comes out and says the truth.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So we went out, and I came out, and I stood there and told you, I remember when you get, the Dundee, get something about it. So somebody, and I think he might be here, or 2 or 3 you might be here, sang this song called Sturrock.
Hey, fucking hey, Sunday, Paul Sturrock. Hey, fucking hey, Sunday.
No, whoa. Right, now that cost me £250. The best 250 I've ever spent. But starting tonight, hopefully, we're going to change the one word. Because if I say Dundee, people will think I'm just singing a thing at the same. So we're going to say that song again, but the last word is Scumdy. Yeah. So let's go and read this 3 or 4 times.
We fucking hate Scumdy, Paul Sturrock. We fucking hate Scumdy, Paul Sturrock.
Thank you for coming. For anyone who's interested, Saturday, March 21st, I'm having a football conversation here with Archie McPherson. What I did want to say is, for somebody of my generation, tonight I have found an incredible privilege and honour to be interviewing one of the greats of Scottish football. So thank you.